that's not the best lighting that way. We need to switch around. There we go. Oh, way more better. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, now you can see me. All right, live from the Temple of Art 13. Oh, goodness. The makeup guy didn't get my beard straightened out, so I have to get it all up. What's up, guys? Shalom Striker, Commode Bear, Journey of John, Jeremy, Heather, Justin. Dude, you guys got on so fast, it's not even 1 minute. It's not even 1 minute. Everybody's like jumping on. This is awesome. Oh, dude, what a freaking event this last weekend. And it still hasn't stopped for me. Yeah, dude. Busy. Busy, busy, busy. Yep. Oh, it's not Shabbat, so super chats welcome. No, I'm just teasing. All right, so let's see. We got 13 people on here already. All right. So I'll give it just another minute or two. We'll see how many people get on, and then I'll start breaking some stuff down. How was your guys' day? Busy? Yeah. Super duper busy. Mine hasn't stopped. So I don't even know what day it is. Is it Tuesday today? Kermode, you're funny, dude. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Let's see. Yeah, so many people at the Ruckus. You know, so anyhow, basically, I haven't stopped running really since the Ruckus, and the biggest thing is that we got done with the Ruckus, and then we had to drive 300 miles, which is nothing for some people, right? But we had to drive 300 miles. We had to first we had to go pick up. So Jimmy Carr plussed us up with some really nice pieces of oak slab that he brought up from Texas. So if you're ever watching this on the replay, bless you, brother. But I got that. We went and grabbed that. Then we drove about 3 hours, a little more than that. We didn't get back until 10 o'clock at night. And then first thing in the morning, I'm back at it, and I was supposed to do the paperwork on the house, but the dude had to reschedule. And I was really excited about it because it's going to kind of seal the deal. But, and we don't know what the contract looks like, but I've got an idea. So I had to reschedule that. That kind of threw my morning off. And then I had to go do some stuff for the wife. We moved a few things out to the new house, washer and dryer, because we can, I guess, even though we haven't signed a contract, so whatever. And then we had Stryker and another brother hanging in there, and hung out with them all afternoon. And then we ended up demoing the kitchen, so I put that video up there. And then after that, we went and ate, and I had to make a phone call. So on T's Pelt, at the Ruckus last Thursday night, we were at the Ruckus, and I was on his pelt with him, me and AVT and Stryker, and then I went and found Angry Prepper, who's also live right now. Sorry, fam. But I found him in the hallway. I was like, hey, come in here. Actually, I saw him in the parking lot, and then I found him outside. And then he came and sat with us for a little bit, and my wife. So I put my email out there, and I wanted to do it right now because I think it's really important to just remind you guys, if you got a friend who needs like some biblical understanding, if you got somebody if you're going through dark shit, and you don't really know what to say, and you can't really relate to like the polo wearing, like really clean cut people, and you want to talk to somebody that's a little more rugged, my email is bucketsandbibles@icloud dot blah blah blah. Figure it out. But definitely email that. And I put it on a spell, and I got an email. And so this is what I'll tell you guys is that because I put it on there, I got an email from somebody who really needed. He's going through the stuff, and it was a really good conversation that I got to have with him last night. I think we talked for a half hour or 45 minutes or something like that, maybe longer than that. But he was able to unpack some stuff and know that he wasn't alone, and know that I ain't got no skin in the game, and that I'll give him the best kind of counsel you can biblically and just with my own experience. And I think it was really helpful for him that had somebody else in the world gave a shit. And so I think that's a really important thing that you guys can remember and pass on to people you know. Because if you're going through it, dude, and you're not talking to nobody, and you're in your head, you're in a freaking terrible neighborhood to hang out. That's a bad place to hang out, man. And so like I tell a lot of people, it's super important, man, that if you're in a bad spot mentally and you're having a hard time staying out of that, that you go and help people. Like when you feel like your darkest moment and you can't even, you like just want to eat a Glock, you know, and you're just like done with it, or even if it's not that bad, get up off the freaking couch, call in sick, whatever you got to do, get out of that spot you're in and go find somebody that needs help. And I don't care if you're going to the homeless shelter and helping serve soup, or if you pull up in the same parking lot with your cook stove and you start, you know, slapping flapjacks and like handing them out to people. It doesn't matter. You got a neighbor that has had trash or a down tree in their yard, go help them clean it up. You know what I mean? Just go find somebody that helps. Pray, Father, lead me where I'm supposed to be, and go help somebody. And despite your own bullshit, the Father's going to put somebody in front of you that you need to help. That's also going to help you. It also gives you a huge opportunity to get out of the way for just a minute so the Father can work on you. And I think that value exchange in loving your neighbor and the Father plussing you up and getting you through some stuff, from having a servant's heart, is really, we're really designed to do more of that, and we don't do as much as we should. And so definitely that. Oh my goodness, what's cracking? We need a chair. We got something out there?
What if I just sit in the recliner and hang out with you?
Okay, but the people love you.
Where's my charger?
Oh, I'm about 12% too, so I might need some love.
Crap.
You got that battery bank?
Yeah.
I need that. All right, I'm not reading the chat at all. Catch you later, Striker and Jacqueline. Oh man, let's see who's on here. I think we got people on there. What's up, Red? Brandon. Oh goodness. Oh, who's on here? Chicken Farmer Plus is on here. Rebecca's on here. Jet. Well, we got all kinds of people. Como Dad. What's up, guys? Sheila's on here. What? Trevor's on here. Man, we got all the people on here right now. This is awesome.
Here, chair.
Oh, you got the chair now?
Chair.
Okay, you want this one?
I don't care.
Okay.
At some point, I'm gonna have to go do my bread though.
Man, Justin, that's terrible, bro.
Take this chair back somewhere. Oh yeah, I do want that one.
Yeah, we'll do that. What's his name? Stand by, guys.
My back is itchy. like you had already set up, and now we're resetting up.
Yeah, but
We not
It's-
bump this whole thing over.
I got it.
Ah,
It's totally worth it though to like have you come out here.
okay. Did oh whoa.
It's good.
Okay. Here's yours. Here, baby. This one's yours. Hi, look at my finger.
Yeah, ATS was fire. Anyhow, so yeah, prayers for your friend Justin. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Okay, I did it. Oh,
Oh, the people are already so excited that you're here.
I'm a person.
Oh, is Beartron here? Oh, what's up, Beartron?
Okay.
Broski. Yeah, so, yeah, she's lucky because she just got out of the shower. She smells awesome. So if you could just imagine that on that side of the screen, that'd be great.
All right, let's see. Beep boop. What am I doing? Oh.
That's a weird CNCV.
Shalom, y'all.
I don't know if you will or not. Question mark. What's up?
Yeet, yeet.
What's up, Silver Crane?
Have you ever listened to TNQ
What's up?
podcast?
Hooter and Tora?
I don't think so.
What? Have I ever listened to what?
TNQ podcast? Man, this looks
What's
crazy.
TNQ?
I don't know. Somebody said, has anyone ever listened to that?
I don't know about that one.
All right.
I would say Yeshua is Mashiach, or Jesus is the Christ, if you want it in English. That's what I will say for sure.
Right. The backdrop from the 70s.
From the 70s? What are you talking about, Coulter Davis? This is
Hand-me-downs
the
from my
temple.
grandma.
This is the temple of R13. Yeah, this is the internet famous spot we're in right now.
All right. But it is, I mean, it is old. Like, it's my grandparents, so it would make sense that it was pre-2000s.
Yeah, I love it.
Trying to fix this, but I don't think it's fixable. I think you're just gonna have to get what you get. Right. So.
Oh, you lost it for a minute there. You back, Justin?
It was nice to meet you guys all out there this weekend. That was freaking rad.
It
I mean, not
was.
all you guys, but a lot of you. It took me a couple times to remember names. Oh.
Yeah, if you guys haven't ever got a chance, I know a bunch of you guys met Justin at Men's Retreat. He's a freaking awesome dude. And Chicken Farmer Plus, obviously, and Kermode, and all the people. There's not one that's like, you know, kind of shitty. They're all pretty good. Pretty damn good. Your legs are still burning.
Dude,
what are you talking
same,
about? Are
same.
yours too?
Mm-hmm. Yep, my hips.
I guess all women
My
are,
calves.
can relate to
Shut
that.
up.
Then Hemi, I'm not really sure. Sorry, Hemi. I'm just talking smack. I didn't even do the full
cheated.
5K. I didn't.
Yeah, then why are you talking crap?
Oh, because I was smoking everybody
Yeah,
on
and
the
then
first
you
lap.
ran out of steam. So
I actually
that
didn't.
was your bad.
I actually didn't. I just started filming people and I got distracted.
My nose is so itchy right now. I'm not picking it, I promise. It's just so itchy. Oh.
We said, well played.
And then we went out. I was out trying to do demo today at the house, and I didn't realize how. There's a lot.
Swinging a hammer all day?
Yeah.
You want to do some construction
The
work
tile.
since you're home?
Smashing the tile.
Hey, you mind?
doing-
Let's do some work on this thing.
Listen, my mind. My mind
Exactly.
is different though.
Exactly.
Because when a project excites
What's up,
me,
Saucin?
the adrenaline kicks in, and I can accomplish even more. So we could work if it was something that excited me, if it made me happy.
I know, and I saved that for late at night.
I'll be there next year. I'll be the one wrecking with flip flops.
Yeah, you'll be the one with pancake blisters.
All right.
So wait a second. So Saucin, what's up, yo? Hey, so I gotta tell you guys that Saucin and Hooter and Tora and Hemi and Heather, they all chipped in on this some kind of crazy contraption that like makes food hot. And it is freaking amazing. It's got like, it like does some kind of transformer thing where it like, you know, fights Autobots and Decepticons and shit. I don't know what it does, but it evidently will do pretty much anything you tell it to do. Like it might even do the dishes. I'm not sure, but it's awesome looking.
Which is cool because we're trying to not. It's an air fryer, he says. We're trying to not take the microwave with us when we move, but we use the microwave for just about everything. So we're hoping we can.
It does
switch.
more than air fry.
It does. It's
a rotisserie,
like,
and it bakes.
Rotisserie.
Yeah, it does all. It's like I
kinds of
said, it's a
stuff.
transformer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was really awesome. It was right on time too, because now we have something to cook random crap at. Because we're rarely ever home here to be able to make dinner. So.
Yeah, and I want to show you guys. I got something in the mail today that I want to share with you. Actually, I don't. Just kidding.
Gosh. Stupid.
There's nothing on it.
Oh. I was like, what the hell did you get in the mail? I already checked the mail.
It does. Actually, dude, I was really surprised about the air fryer and steak. I was like, this thing was frozen 8 minutes ago or whatever it was, and now it's like medium rare and it's fire and it's got a little crust on the outside. I was super surprised.
No, he was not military.
No. I grew up with military. My dad, my grandfather, my nephew, uncles, they're all military, and best friends, military. And then also the rest of the people I spent time with were all convicts. So if you get a little bit of mix of both, that's why. Tracking?
Microwave cooks the nutrients out of the food. Yeah, and I feel like it's also not good to be like putting radiation on or in your food.
Yummy.
Water. You know, they did an experiment where they like took water and they microwaved it, and then they would water plants with, like, obviously after it cooled down, but they would water plants with microwaved water and they would die. And the ones that were not microwaved water did really well. So I just could imagine that.
Wonder if you did it with distilled water and regular water, if it would do the same.
Maybe.
Because you're taking all the stuff out of it. Right?
All the chlorine?
No, you're taking all the
nutrients,
minerals,
nutrients
the
in
minerals, the minerals.
Cast iron and campfire cooking. That's what I was thinking tonight. I was like, oh, shush. I have to go do my bread. I was thinking we need to bring our little grill over there so we could be cooking on the fire.
Where are you
I
going?
don't know. I have to
Come
do
this
my
way.
bread. Sorry. Hello. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Hey.
Beep, beep. Right back.
All right. It's just us, guys. Now we can be inappropriate because she left. No, I'm just kidding. No, you cannot tell the woman anything. You do not have my blessing. Also, that's kind of weird. I mean, unless you're a chick, then it's probably fine. Unless you're inappropriate. I don't know. Go ahead and say it because she's not here. And then if you have to get raptured about the chat, then we can do that. What's up, Olympia? Yeah, bring on the shenanigans for sure. Yeah, so I wish I could take my pictures out of my phone and show you guys right now. I don't know what that was, like Street Fighter move, I think. But I would like to show you guys this plumbing I worked on today. And if I had a whiteboard, your brain would explode. I tried to show some guys the shit that I was doing, and they were like, I don't even understand what you're talking about. Oh, I didn't even get to see what they said. Let's see what they said. Oh, Yep, raptured up out the chat. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, we'll see if we can get some more of those. Yeah, so anyhow, so the plumbing. So I was doing this plumbing for a really cool Israelite. I really like him a lot, man. He's freaking super cool. So I'm doing this work for him, and he's got this really cool little spot that it's like an old hotel, motel, and he's converting it into like little studio apartments, and it's like they're really cool. But the old school way they did the plumbing had all the old cast iron, and so he like saw cut the concrete and pulled it all out, and so we're going back new. Well,
Beep beep.
she's back. But here's the thing: is when you have a bathroom on this side of the wall and a bathroom on this side of the wall has to be double thick, and then all of the plumbing usually goes in that wall. Well, in that wall, if I turn it sideways, I've got like plumbing that does like a complete loop and a complete loop on the other side for ventilation and drains. And then I've got plumbing that goes from like the bottom outside all the way up through the roof that vents, and then like toilets coming out. There's so many. There's one fitting that has 6 outlets on it for drains and ventilation. It's ludicrous. So it was super busy.
I had to do it for the sake of Heather.
Holiday
Inn.
She said it. Yeah, she did. But it was probably, it's really cool looking now that we got it all dry fitted. But it's kind of a trip because it's like actually kind of one of the coolest engineering things that I think I've done plumbing wise. But we had to like dream it up. The one piece that had 6 outlets, I had no idea they even made. Another plumber actually had put it on his order list. And so when I saw it, I was like, I think I know what he's going to do with this. And then we got it, and I was like, I know what he's doing with it. And then we kind of mapped it all out. It was really cool.
Nobody's gonna know.
But we'll see. Plum Crazy is right. What's up, trying to do it?
She's a household name. I think only at your household. All right, guys, I need your opinions. Okay?
Opinions.
Okay, ready? Here we have a garden that I started last year. It's in okay conditions. Definitely need to get mulched like after we plant stuff for the sake of weeds. But it's already kind of tilled. It's already had like been covered for a bit. It already had food grow in it. And we're doing the pre-Shemitah year or whatever, right?
Yeah, next year is gonna be our Shemitah year. It's just because nobody knows if they're, Israel, the nation state, has the right calendar count or what, if they're on the right Shemitah. So we're just doing just doing one as a group so that we can experience the provision and blessings just the best we can.
So we're pre-Shemitahing, right? This is the Shemitah prep year for us.
Yep. And we're letting the land rest. That's what Shemitah is.
This is where the double portion comes, right?
Double.
Or triple, I guess. Triple portion.
I don't know. It's going to be awesome, though.
But anyways, my point is that you don't grow anything next year. For us, anyways, right? So we don't grow anything next year. But this year, we're supposed to plant, and the Father will produce double or triple, right?
That's supposed to last us
through the Shemitah until we start growing food
Until
again.
we start getting food back from the next harvest. So a long time.
Okay, so then my thought process was I'm going to plant in this garden, and then this house thing came up, right? So now we have a new property with nothing, like no ground is prepared for it at all. And to me, like, you have to really prepare it for like a whole year before you can really use it. So anyways, I went and bought all these plants today, and I was like, it's fine. I'll just plant them here in this garden, and I'll just, let them fend for themselves or whatever. But if we do that, then our land won't have any food producing on it during the Shemitah year. But if we go at the new place, then that's going to require like building of beds and bringing in dirt and like pretty much manufacturing some sort of healthy ground for the stuff to grow, rather than just grow it in the ground that we've already kind of prepared. So What are your thoughts? Would it be better to just like build beds for this year and like freaking let the Shemitah be in beds, or do we just go out and scatter seed all over the freaking, because it's like it's not like just grass, it's like those big long stalks that are like hard to mow, you know what I mean? And they're everywhere, and so I don't really know what, like we would have to till it, get the rocks out, cover it with like compost and mulch.
What if we just brought some dirt in and some good soil and mixed it all together?
Well, you still would be battling with all the weeds growing in, unless you completely, that's why I was saying I wanted to do the cardboard, layer it with good dirt, layer it with wood mulch, and then let that rest for like a year. And then the next year go out, because we could do that. We could just prep the garden this year and then give it through Shemitah.
So what are you asking of people? Let's
is if we should plant our garden here or at the new place and try to like force
so
start.
Here's what that would entail. We are 25 minutes from the new place at least. We'll just call it 30. Okay, so let's say we're 30 minutes away. Living at one place and trying to garden at another when you have an hour round trip sounds ludicrous to me. It sounds like it would be a headache and a lot of extra driving. But then if we just did the best we could with whatever we had over there.
But then I want to live in this house. So if I want to live in this house, like the amount of time and effort it would take literally just to get, and money that it would take just to get the ground and garden stuff established at the new place seems like it would take quite a bit of time and money.
What if it didn't though? What if the increase doesn't come from us but the Father?
I mean, this one's already got not years, at least a year of seeds, because we let everything kind of just die off instead of like pulling
this
it all.
This is only 1 year.
I know, but it's still, I don't know, I guess I don't want to leave it regardless, but starting a new garden to me would be a time-consuming thing, which I don't really want to do right now because I want to get the house livable.
Okay. So
plant it where you were likely to be in it every day, which would be the other place probably.
Yep.
Because
container
gardening, we did that. It ended up being so
it's
difficult
really hard.
They dry out so fast.
It's really hard to do that here. The soil just gets too hot. It's really hard to manage container gardens here. They almost have to just live in the shade. You can't even put them in the sun because it just gets too hot.
Kermode, the vines and weeds haven't died after 8 years of remediation. I'm throwing seeds everywhere and letting Yah grow whatever he wills. So my thought was I would like to do that, like just freaking throw seed out, just do like wild gardening. But then how will we mow? We can't mow.
You won't be mowing that area.
Yeah, but you can't. Are you going to be weeding, just pulling out grass?
I don't know what you're going to do.
I feel like we'd need to till it, but that'll just make all the seeds like that have been in the ground surface to the top.
We can come by with a torch and burn it all.
Yeah, but that would take multiple times because you could burn the top seeds and then flip it and then burn the underneath, but I feel like
it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
It kind of works, but kind of not.
Bertrand says, I've gardened off-site half hour for a season. It's tough, resource intense. Dang it. I feel like regardless of where we do it, the Father will provide, right?
Yeah. That's why we should just do it where we're going to be at.
I'm just thinking, like, what's the most logical...
Listen, I'm going to ask him...
How long will it take for us to live there?
I'm going to ask him if we can get a load of dirt from somewhere if we use the dump truck.
Can we get dirt and wood mulch?
From where?
The same place. They always have both.
No, that's not... They don't. There's nowhere around here that has that. I don't think you have to go to...
Oh, my gosh.
Tulsa or something.
I don't know who that is, but they freaking, oh gosh, I love that so much.
What'd they say? Read it.
These nuts from the Ruckus with love, of course.
Who said it?
BAMF Tactical.
It must have been one of the people that heard you say that.
It was that day, okay? I had been already told by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I had already been told 5 different times, you can't say that out loud, okay? So like That was just the kind of day I was having where I'm like, I don't know what the rules are. I can't read the room. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know how to be in public.
Bro.
So by the time that came up, he just had it. He's like, go inside.
And I didn't, I don't really mean that. I'm just like,
I know.
Control your mouth is really what I'm saying. Are there anything in that box up there?
Tilling doesn't take long. It doesn't, but it does, like, bring all the seeds
So
to the top.
the rocks in this place are like this, and they're everywhere. And it's...
We'd have to sift
it's
them.
a lot.
But then I went and grabbed some, like, lettuce. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
False advertising.
I went and got, like, lettuce and spinach plants. So I got stuff I want to plant. But I have to plant them because now they're just sitting in the containers and they'll end up dying. So I feel like now I have a time limit. But I'm like, maybe I just plant them. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll get them into a container for now so I can care for them here. And then once we move, maybe I can transplant them if we get a garden established.
Yeah, maybe.
That way I won't feel like I'm rushing and all the plants are dying on my table. Black Australorps. Yeah, and I'm excited to do the freaking sweet potatoes. We got buckets of sweet potatoes. I'm excited to try to sprout those. It might be too late, but rocks keep growing back is always the issue. Yeah, no-till gardening is the way to go. Dig, plant, and deep mulch. So that's like, my thought was layer, right? Lay cardboard down to kill everything. Stack wood mulch on it, good dirt, maybe more wood mulch, and just let it freaking sit for like a whole year would be ideal. And then the next year come through, make the beds.
Yeah, but we got enough cardboard there to do a big patch. And you can still just cut holes and plant your stuff in it, and it'll keep the weeds way down.
Yeah, but what are we gonna weigh down the
mulch?
Well,
or
that's
something.
what I'm saying. We still got to get mulch.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if the dirt's very good, so we may want to mix in some, like if we're going to till, we should get some good dirt, layer it, and then till it in. Then cardboard, then plant, and then mulch.
We've tried hay, and hay works on some stuff, straw hay. But it depends, because sometimes there's enough seed in the straw that it'll start growing more straw. We do like to put the straw over our potatoes. And that works really, really good, but we try to isolate that in row crops, and that works really good because if you do get a little bit, it's not bad. And the potato leaves are really broad leaves, and so usually they can choke out the grass really easy.
Also, Beartron, I think what it was. Yeah, I went and got some grapes and blueberries. I have a whole strawberry bed in this garden.
What'd you get?
I got grapes and blueberries.
How many?
It came in 2 packs. But I figure at this point, I just want to start. We planted trees at our last property, and then we moved away. But I definitely would like to focus on getting like perennial, like fruit, especially because my kids eat a lot of freaking fruit. So I'd like to do like asparagus and stuff like that. Everything that just comes back every year and I don't have to deal with it. But for sure, I want to do trees and grapes and blueberries and raspberries. Yeah, we'll be composting. We're going to have to just move all the compost over there somehow.
So Badger's saying no dig. Let's just plant.
Yeah.
We can go for it.
I'm
down. What do you got here?
What is that?
Cheesy chips.
Cheesy chips. You made like a little nacho bowls.
I don't want you wasting all the cheese though, ma'am.
It's okay. I only used the
Did you salt and pepper this, or what did you put in it?
Just taste it.
These are cheesy chips.
She put cheese in them and then melted the cheese into it and then salt and peppered it.
Nope, not salt pepper. Lemon salt, lemon pepper, with a little bit of onion powder.
Okay, thank you.
That's next level.
Here, you guys can have these.
No, go ahead, baby.
No.
That's really loud for us to eat while we're on camera. Thank you, though.
Probably.
I'll save these.
Oh, they're really good. Put it in the microwave. I'll eat them when I go in.
Yeah.
I'm fat.
I need a bucket of Bibles for the church. I donated all mine when Grindstone ran out.
I'll make you a fresh batch later.
Well, I think there's a couple of cases at the church right now. I saw on the counter earlier today.
Okay, so Justin, So it does, the wood mulch does take a little bit longer for it to break down. But the lady, I watched a video, of course. But the way that she had done it was ultimately she laid it out, let her bed rest. But then when she planted, every year she would go out, lay new cardboard in the walkways, wood mulch over it. And then the next year, she would rake out the walkways into the bed. So she would lay her compost out, and then she'd rake up all that broken down cardboard and wood mulch into the beds, and then lay down new cardboard and wood mulch every year. So that way it had already kind of broke down before it got added into the mixture. But what she was saying is that it helps her to not have to deal with weeds. Like, she's constantly getting the mulching, and it just is adding to it every year.
You reached out to KL. She does not work for Grindstone or anything anymore. So I don't know if that's going to help you, Kermode.
Maybe just reach out to the email.
Yeah, just admin at Grindstone Ministries, because it'll be a different one now.
Oh. Sorry, hold on. Catching up. Yeah, Jerusalem artichokes. I actually apparently have some of those. I thought that they were actual artichokes, but apparently they're not. But somebody gave me some.
Did they come from
They're
Jerusalem?
No.
No? Oh.
Maybe I'm tripping. They were the like little roots. They almost reminded me of ginger or something.
Dude, that chip was super good.
Rutabaga? What the heck is a rutabaga?
Oh, rutabaga pie?
Burger
Pie?
No, that's rhubarb.
Oh, rhubarb. I like that too.
No, you can't use rhubarb for anything. Humblebee. Okay, you're gonna have to remind me because you said it. Look, I know this, but I don't. I get compost, a good from the landscape supply place. I know. I was looking it up in like the nearest big town. They have like a yard or whatever, and it was like $24 a scoop for wood mulch, which I think a scoop is like a big tractor scoop, right?
Yeah, it's about a yard.
It still didn't seem. Is that expensive?
A tractor scoop or like a front loader scoop?
It just says per scoop.
Well, that could be a bucket scoop or a truck scoop.
I feel like they usually use the same type of measurements there, but I don't know what
Where's it
measurements
at?
they are. Hi, Rowan. They look like sunflowers, and the root tastes like artichoke hearts. Okay. Yeah, somebody actually gave me a bunch of little roots for it, so I'm curious to. I have to find them. They're somewhere.
Shalom, Hammy.
You know what? We don't have any sassafras over there. We should plant some.
Oh, that's a good word. You know where we can get sassafras?
Here.
Up north, too.
Yeah. Deep bedding in the chicken coop makes beautiful black gold shovels. See, this is why I was so sad. I'm so sad to leave this, is because the chicken run, we moved. And after we moved the chicken run, we used that run and tilled it all in, and it was part of the garden. So we took the whole damn chicken coop and made it into a garden.
What's up, Ben? Never mind.
Ow!
Sassafras, you make tea. Yeah, it tastes like root beer.
And yeah, it's what they used to make root beer out of, but the FDA banned it because it causes cancer. It can cause cancer in mice or something. But it's also really good for your respiratory stuff.
Yeah. She made it for me when I had COVID and I snapped out of it. Just saying, that shit works.
So, but obviously it's banned, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the same place that tells you it's okay to eat all the poison says not to eat the trees.
Everything in
No,
moderation.
sassafras is a real word, man. It's a real thing, and it actually tastes really good. But it can cure, can't have that. Yeah, exactly. Anything that can offer benefits, we're gonna go ahead and ban it.
Yeah.
Because we need to keep you sick. Succotash. What? Succotash? What? What is that?
Sounds inappropriate. I love it.
What does it mean? The amount that had to be consumed was a ridiculous amount that no one would be consuming. Right. Yeah.
All that.
Ooh, that was very
Yeah.
surround soundy.
It was. I like you.
Don't get me started on dandelions. Ooh, the last dandelion. No, for real though. My kids, like, they'll be like, Mom, can I eat this flower? Mom, can I eat this flower? Mom, can I eat this? And then we'll go in like a neighborhood and they'll be like, oh, look, a dandelion. And then they start eating it. And I'm like, listen, people have pets out here that just like pee all over the yard. Like, these are all nitrogen stains. You know what I mean? Probably should not eat those ones without washing them at least. Sorry. Ooh, no. Please pray for my daughter-in-law Kelly in the hospital getting induced but having problems with the baby's heartbeat. May need C-section if heartbeat keeps going low.
Let's pray for Kelly. Y'all, we're going to pray for Kelly and the baby real quick. Father, y'all, we know that you are sovereign over all things, and we love you and we trust you. And we just ask that if there's any complications, Father, that you can intervene and straighten that out and give peace and understanding and discernment and to the doctors and to the family. And we pray all these things in Yeshua's name. Amen.
Amen. Also, just for the sake of, I don't know, encouragement, I had an emergency C-section with my oldest, and it was scary, but it was okay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Everything turned out.
It was harder, definitely harder to like recover from the C-section than with the other deliveries,
but you did great.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
you
wouldn't
were a
let
savage.
me leave until I could walk and poop or something or fart. I don't remember. They needed me to fart before they'd let me leave.
We're on the internet.
Whatever, it's a real thing. I feel like anybody who has had some sort of abdominal surgery has probably had the same rule.
I don't know. Not me.
But then after
Except for when I had my tubes tied, I was a little gassy.
After my other kid, I was like, nope, I'm walking. You ain't keeping me here. Darn tootin', that's right.
Yeah, I remember when I had my tubes tied, I was a little gassy afterwards. Took a little minute.
Succotash is corn and beans.
Texas T said, she said fart. Not even 5 seconds with you guys. You're just encouraging her.
Farts are a real thing.
Oh, I
Everybody
know it.
does it.
Oh, I'm well aware.
We're all allowed to talk about bodies and farts. I felt like my tube was tied after the Indian food the other day.
Oh.
Dude, every time. I remember going to Indian food for the first time and like I was so miserable. I was like, I don't understand what's happening. And then I learned later that Indian food just makes you super gassy.
She just said she faked the poo after she got out, so she could get out of the hospital.
Oh my gosh, I can't lie.
What's
I
up,
want
Kyle?
to try, but I can't. I can't lie. Have you seen Liar Liar?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Quit gassing her up.
Yeah.
Yo. Anyways, we knocked out the kitchen, guys. Did you tell them that?
I did. I told them,
Well, I
but
mean,
they saw a video of it,
I
but
know,
I didn't
but-
tell them that you did the rest of the tile chipping today.
Yeah.
But you can tell them, and
No,
that
we just
you.
knocked out the kitchen.
Oh, that
the
we
whole
knocked out
point.
the wall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're making progress
Yeah.
on the things.
We all the way. We
But-
did it. We
oh,
did a thing.
Let me give you a picture really quick.
Oh, you gonna show
A
them?
little picture.
Little something,
I
something.
wanted to show you what the little Meesy Mices are getting into.
That's all right. They don't care about that.
What?
Nobody cares. It's at a country house, bro. You're gonna have me see
Yeah,
mice.
but here's the thing: is that I was arguing
They
with
came
him.
from outside into there.
I was arguing with him about the whole thing. I did not want to
What?
take out the kitchen. I was like, it's fine the way it is. It's been, and then he opened it. He started opening it
Underneath
up.
the kitchen sink.
This is underneath, behind the kitchen cabinet, and it was like
Underneath.
full of like insulation and sand and all kinds of weird stuff. Okay, so I am grateful. There's another one I found after I took out another cabinet. I found another little hole from Meesy Mices, so I'm super happy that we
That's
decided.
the same one you keep clicking on.
I know, but I'm trying to show them this. A little damage in the wall.
No, nobody
But
cares.
anyways, it was fun. We had fun today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the updated.
Later, Chicken Farmer Plus.
Where is it?
Love you, brother.
There you go. This is after we had, I don't know if I think he got it when the wall was still kind of, I don't know if you can really see, but it's way more opened up now.
Way more opened up now.
Way more better.
Get closer so they can see it.
It's glaring. I'm trying not to reflect.
Like they could see the chat in the reflection.
Yeah. So anyways, it's like bare walls now and a big open floor, which is great. So now we're gonna have to figure out something. Black pepper or mint oil keeps mice away. What if I just planted mint all around my house?
What if we just got a whole herd of cats and we became cat farmers? No.
Well, the good news is our cat, I'm pretty sure, is pregnant. So.
Oh, it's 100% pregnant. It's also 100% dog food.
No.
It is.
No.
Why not? Roxy would eat that thing right now if I let her.
Stop.
She tried to eat it last night.
We can keep a
about
cat.
it.
We just have to get her fixed because she's a girl.
Are you going to shotgun these kittens too?
Stop.
Look, you had to do it, man. You want to tell them a story?
No.
Go ahead. People need to know that homesteading's not easy.
I had to shoot a baby kitten.
I was out of town and something had gotten a couple kittens that we had on our previous cat that did somehow disappeared and didn't make it. But there was a couple kittens. I don't know, one of them disappeared, and then one of them had like the skin peeled off it like halfway, and she thought it was gonna make it.
The belly was like green and
she
infected.
was like, no, you were like, let's try to save it, and she let it suffer for like 3 days and then it died anyhow.
Wait, no. I
Yeah.
realized that its freaking leg was turned backwards.
Yeah.
And his belly underneath
died.
was super.
It died.
Oh, the other one?
Yes.
Oh.
The first one.
Heather, plug your
which-
ears.
Which is why
We don't got to
I
relive
was out
trauma.
of town.
That's what I'm saying.
We were out of town, and I was out of town, and she was home. And I said, look, you're going to have to use that shotgun because it's the fastest, easiest way, and you're going to have to put it down. Because the little kitten was peeled like the other one, and it was suffering.
super infected. Leg was all the way backwards.
And,
like not even.
you know, like probably a raccoon or something got it. Who
Maybe we
knows?
don't get into.
But she had to put it down, and it was terrible, man. You know, and it's like, it's part of homesteading. When you have animals, sometimes you got to do the things that are hard.
And I was in my health stuff too. My heart rate, I swear I took my actual heart rate. It was in like 200. It was ridiculous. Like I was so like shaky and like I was having the most anxiety. I was like freaking the hell out. Ow. Okay. So anyways, somebody tell Heather in the chat she can turn her volume back up.
Blammo, he said. Texas T, you're such a savage, bro. Hey, listen, it's just part of it, man. You know, there's been dogs that had to been put down for eating chickens, and you know, it's just part of the things.
Yeah. Chickens.
Yeah.
I still can't do the chicken thing. I have to call him every time. I can totally process them, butcher them, like not butcher them. I can process them, but I cannot
You can,
dispatch them.
and you
I
have. You just really struggled with it.
No, terrible.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, homesteading is different than the regular city life that I grew up in for sure. Because we always just went to the store and bought the food. And we didn't have to worry about any of it. So it makes you more aware though. Like, you know what I mean? The amount of effort it takes to like process a chicken or something. You're like, we need to do like 50 of them or something. I don't know. We did those big fat guys
Oh,
once.
dude, yeah.
Those big Cornish crosses.
The meat birds.
Dude, they were freaking gross.
Yeah, well, and I think it wouldn't have been so bad if we free ranged them, but because we kept them in a run, they just eat and poop so much that like their skin, they didn't feather out all the way, and their skin was always red, and
They like
It
were
was just
so
gross.
fat that they were laying down at the feeder eating.
yeah, we had to put it up on something, so they had to like crawl up it.
Yeah.
And then they'd eat and then just like roll off it.
You said pee pee. Oh, had me dispatch a bird at 9 years old. Think food. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I feel like my kids will not be very.
But with 6 birds, we had 24 pounds of meat after we
No,
processed
we had
them.
6.
6 birds of the Cornish cross. We only had 6 birds, and we got 24 pounds of meat off them.
I would definitely do that again. I would do a lot more, and I would put them in one of those like chicken tractors or whatever, and move them around. And then definitely, like, we skinned
She'd
the whole.
run them
we
over with the
skinned
chicken
them.
tractor.
That was awful. It's not like that. It's
Oh.
a cage that moves, and you move it around into
Oh,
new
is that
ground.
what? That's weird. I thought you were just gonna run them over with
You've
the tractor.
never heard of a chicken tractor?
No, I totally have. You're just going.
Oh gosh,
We talked about building one a
I
couple
was
years
about
ago.
to show him. About to show him. Gosh, don't name your dinner and don't play with your food.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so next on our list is we got to fence in an area because we got a little acre behind the house, and I think it's going to be really good for running sheep, except for we got to have some clear lines of sight because there's a lot of predators off of them hills there, and that's going to be like...
I wouldn't let the chickens drive, to be honest.
And I think Sawson's trying to plus us up with a livestock guardian dog, so we'll see how that goes.
I think that's Brenda.
Brenda
But
Brenda P.
Sawson's like being the pimp, pimping them out.
Yeah, that's good though. I'm down. Just got to figure out how to get it from point A to point B.
And then we have a friend that said we could have some sheepies.
Yeah, we got a friend that's going to hook us up with some sheeps.
Sawson hustling.
We call them the
puppies.
Hebrew starter pack.
It's kind of cool though because like, you know, like we had to get on our feet, right? We had to stay on people's properties. We had to borrow people's cars. We had to, like,
speaking of
now we have 2 functioning cars. Okay, remember all the hassle? You've been keeping up with all of the hassles with all of the vehicles, right?
Yeah, they've been keeping up.
So his truck, we finally got his truck fixed, working great, right? Then when my grandma passed, apparently she like said that she wants her car to go to somebody who needs it. And so my mom and all her siblings had agreed that they wanted to give it to me. And so I just got my grandma's car, which has like 75,000 miles on it or something. It's like a 2015, but it's super freaking nice. And they've like maintained all like
She got a new car.
new tires. They've maintained every single oil change. Like they've taken really good care of it. Really good care of it.
Really good care. And you know what? There's still a bunch of lights on the dash on this thing.
So anyways, I got a new car. But now it's funny because I was thinking, I'm like, well, now we have the other car that's kind of crappy, but like it still will get you where you're trying to go. If somebody else was in need of like a little car temporarily, like their car's in the shop or whatever, like now we'll have a car where people would be able to borrow it.
It's going to be Daddy's grocery getter.
And we'll have a house that has a room for people to stay in it if needed. You know what I mean?
So you
like,
can rent the room and have a vehicle with it, $600 a month. Just, you know, put your bids in. We'll start the bidding wars right now. Just kidding.
Palmetto says, I'm trying to find a 4-wheel drive with 8 seats at a decent price, but that's harder than it sounds. I mean, it sounds pretty difficult. Wait.
What about an all-wheel drive?
Oh, yeah, no. But then we're going to have sheep. So then we'll be able to have sheep and be able to give out Hebrew starter packs ourselves.
I know, it's going to
So
be
now we'll
epic.
have like a backup car for people to use, a big room for people to crash in if they need, and the ability to do Hebrew starter packs.
Yeah.
So now we've gone from the needy to, I don't know what you would call it, the opposite of needy.
Launchpad success.
You've been to my house. I
Yeah.
need it to go
We're going
up
to start
and
our
down.
own trailer park for Israelites. It's going to be excellent.
Dude, that would be rad.
You know, it would
Like,
be
it'd
rad.
be just
I
like
would
the
consider that.
massive, like starter, like
I would consider it, dude. Honestly, I
the
would.
launch pad.
Yeah.
Like Hebrew launch pad. You just want to move to the area, park your camper, freaking,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Everybody gets a little plot of land to put some chickens on.
Yep. You have to keep Shabbat and the feast days and eat clean.
That was really what we wanted to do with our other property. We wanted to like make little pads for people to either put like tiny homes or campers or whatever, just to get them where they could kind of move out and start but then we'd have like one big community
Yeah,
garden
with real
and, like,
flamingos. That's right.
like a big flock of animals, and it just everybody participated. I'm super down with the, like, I guess commune, would you call it? Commune? Compound? I don't know. I'm super
Yeah,
down with
Jesse.
that.
See, Jesse says he's down. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Sojourner. That's right.
I gotta go do my bread again. Please hold.
Okay.
Oh! Ow!
Oh, yep. Kick it. I love it.
Love it.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much that, palmetto. What's up, Desert Jack? Yeah, sorry, Olympia, but I don't read good, and now you're getting put in timeout. No, I'm just kidding. Is real. It's called Is Real. Oh my goodness, I love it. That's hilarious. That's really good. Yeah, I think it's like, so our idea of community is like, we're like kind of random. We're like random people, you know. We've got a lot of, I guess, culture because we've been all over the place. At least I have. And I've had friends from all over the world. And so I think that for us, we've always kind of had people around, whether it was roommates or we were getting somebody clean on our couch or whatever, you know. I think my mom lived with us for a while. I mean, there's like, we've always had people around, and we kind of miss that. And where we're at right now, we don't really have that option. But the new spot will definitely have that option, and we'll have enough land to like entertain and have people. It'll be good. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a blast with that.
You better learn how to entertain better.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a Hebrew launch pad. Like if you've never lived off grid, like there's things to consider. If you have never lived like in a real, like in the sticks, and you only lived in like the suburbs or cities or something, it's a culture shock because the speed of all of that is really fast, and it goes round the clock. When you get out in the country, you get on like, out here we call it Oklahoma time, and nothing is fast moving. You go to the hardware store and one of the little local small towns, if you come in there and you're like, hey, do you have blah blah blah, you know, and then you start just immediately asking for something when you walk in the door. When they ask you, they say hi, you're considered pushy. Matter of fact, when they say how you doing or howdy or how's it going, they actually want to talk with you and like see how your day is going. And so it's rude to just ask immediately for something. It's actually respectful when you spend time talking to them at the counter, and then when they get tired of talking to you about whatever BS you're shooting at the counter, they'll ask you when they're ready. They'll go, okay, what can I help you find? And then you can get your shit. Otherwise, you're pushy.
Ben Nevermind says, willing to invest in Israel Park, feast, recovery, fellowship.
Yeah, all that, bro, for real. And you know, we're definitely a peculiar people in peculiar people. Did I say that right?
We are a peculiar people.
Yeah.
Yeah, a.
Or did I say kill your people?
I don't know what you're
No,
talking
that's
about.
not what I meant.
Israel Park has. I'm thinking of the Emotions, the movie with all the emotions. I don't know. Wasn't there a park in there? Or was
Did
it
you
all?
see that instead of Israel, that's Israel Park?
Oh.
Yeah, somebody else said that earlier.
Perhaps you can help me. I have an apartment and we want to help veterans who need a place. Do you know any organization that has this type of program?
I do not. I do not. I know that if you contact the VA, that they'll tell you about the different programs they have in the community. Another spot, and I know it sounds weird, but sometimes you can go to the VFW and ask if any of those guys know of any services in your area or in the state. But outside of that, I don't really know.
VFW, yeah. Shovel doesn't do much around here without a heavy rain first.
Even with the heavy rain, dude, you still need a pick.
Yeah, those, oh gosh, we had,
Don't, I'm sick.
no, I was going to say about the toilet system before.
Oh, yeah.
Where we were.
That was rough.
Yeah. Where it says, like, bury stuff in the ground, right? That was almost impossible.
Yeah.
We picked everything.
Yeah, you need
It was
heavy
oh
equipment.
my gosh, it was terrible.
Yeah, we needed heavy equipment.
Don't forget the like button. I accidentally hit the like button earlier.
Oh, good. Did you unlike it?
No.
Oh, good.
No, I'm gonna heart it right now. Boink.
There it goes.
Freaking
Put a laughy
saucing.
face.
Hey, saucing during the Shabbat at the Ruckus. Hey.
What's up?
When T was talking about, T was doing his like thing, introducing the sermon type, whatever, his speech or whatever you're talking.
Yep.
At the Ruckus, Saucin wanted to yell 5 by 5. When he was like, can you guys hear me okay or whatever? She was like, I wanted to yell 5 by 5. I'm like, dude, that would have been so freaking perfect.
You should have. He would have loved it.
And then like he's like, nobody's interacting, so he says something. And so everybody starts like giving him a thumbs up, like you're good. And I'm like, dude, just hit the like button. It is freaking funny.
Yeah, dude.
YouTube land in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, excavator is a thing. I think my cousin might have one. Maybe we call him.
Oh yeah,
And
cousin Scott.
We could build a root cellar for all the potatoes and onions.
Dude, we do need some stuff like that. I just don't know what the ground saturation is there.
Saturation.
So we may not be able to go very deep, or just have to build a big mound over like some kind of, brick, something or another.
Yeah, she was at the Ruckus, Texas Tea. Where were you at?
He was there on Shabbat.
I think she was sitting next to... I feel like she was sitting next to Heather on Shabbat. Yeah, Texas Tea was there on Shabbat. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what the ground holds when we start digging into it. My kids, there's a big part of the ground that's covered in sand, and the kids call it the sand pit. To me, I figure it's probably like a kitty litter box. But they love it.
That sounds so bad.
They love it.
It looks like there was a sand pit where they...
It looks like they had a building that they put on top of sand.
No, they don't build buildings on sand.
You can level the ground with sand. That's what we did with our pool. We had a big pool and we leveled the ground with sand.
Buildings.
Like a shed, I mean.
No.
Like a little shed.
No. You don't do that either.
Well, either way.
Because when the rains come, they'll wash the sand away. Don't you know that the parable in the Gospels talking about building your house on a solid rock and not the sand? Yeah.
Yeah, but
like
everybody hasn't read that.
I'm pretty sure everybody on here has read that.
Well, either way, the ground is rock. It just had some sand over it. What do y'all need to get moved in? Maybe do an Amazon list thingy. You know what?
Okay.
At this point, here's the thing.
We're going to do it.
Here's the thing. Okay.
We need all the things.
We've had a lot of people say, like, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Right? Honestly, like, we have no furniture because it's all built in to the camper for 6 years we've been here. Right? We don't have beds, stuff like that. But at this point, we can't move into it until it's done. So I've contemplated doing a Home Depot like registry.
Right.
And then also an Amazon one. But it's hard because, like, at this point, the priority is to, like, live there, right? So, like, we have cots. We have an air mattress. Like, we could make do with what we had temporarily. Or, or
we got lawn chairs.
We could get freaking stuff off
Camping
of the
chairs.
Facebook Marketplace. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, well, I don't know what the best, like, option is. You know what I mean? You guys remind me so much of Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I actually really like them.
Do you?
Yeah. They have a really cute off-grid cabin.
We should have them on the show. They probably got a bigger show than us, so we'll have them on the show anyhow.
Yeah, they're bigger. They're bigger, better.
They're bigger.
Do the registry. Wait, you guys are moving into your own place?
Yeah,
Yes,
dude. We
we're
got a
getting out
house.
of the camper.
We got a house. No more camper life.
Yep.
After 5 years with 5 of us packed into a camper,
Yep.
we finally got blessed with an opportunity
I do have Cashapp.
to get a house.
How do I send cash? Do you have Cash App? Is Cash App a thing you could put out on the internet net? That's not something people can hack, right?
I'm sure that can be hacked, but I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I rent a room in your house? No. I don't know you.
Wait.
Philip Greenwald.
Of course you can, Philip. We're just going to
you.
need a 6-month deposit and social security number, all the good things, background check, and rights to your firstborn. You know how it goes. Just regular stuff. I'm totally kidding about all that.
No more sardine shenanigans, dude. Yeah.
Donate here.
Oh yeah, Heather says we can have skip message on Signal and go from there. Yeah, that'll work.
That's
Silver
fine.
Crane says super chats.
Hey, so super chats are not really the greatest. You have to have a minimum of $100 in there for them to even mail you anything, and they get, I think, 15%. And so with all the super chats we've had on the channel, we still haven't even hit the $100 mark yet. So yeah, and they won't even mail you a check until it hits 100, and that's after their takeout. So super chats are cool, but YouTube gets a chunk of that for sure.
He said lots of people put their Cash App in the descriptions on YouTube.
Do they?
Okay. Is like that's not something? I mean, yeah, because you would give that to people. It's just your It's just your name. They wouldn't be able to like, you know what I mean?
Well, put it on there.
Hold on.
I don't care.
I have to find it.
You can share it with
You
can share it with the 41 people that are on here.
Copy for the 41 people that are on there.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go chat, paste, boink.
There it is.
Oh, well, did I like it? I think I may have liked something.
There it is.
I think it's working.
There's a Cash App in the description if you want to
Hopefully.
donate to the new house. I feel weird because I wanted to do it on Patreon, and that way there was a little bit of an exchange because I have some really good stuff. We have Patreon set up. We've got some videos on there, but we're unable to launch right now because they're having a hard time verifying my identity because I got to take a picture of my license, and
I'll probably be.
it's so weird to do it. I might have to try it on a laptop, but I couldn't do it on my phone. I tried multiple times, but we're really close to launching Patreon, and that'll actually be it'll be really good for you guys because then it's an exchange. It's not just, hey, could you help us? It's actually you guys get some
money for the poor.
It'll
I just need cabinets.
yeah, it'll be really a good exchange. You guys will actually enjoy that.
The Watchman YouTube channel says his Cash App every video. Yeah, I feel like it's like a normal thing. I'm assuming with just the username it should be fine, right? It doesn't like. Yeah, I think it should be fine.
Kermode.
Yeah.
Kermode, you're funny for that one, bro.
Listen, I'm broke, but what I do have here.
Yeah, for sure.
Get up and walk. Can your Cash App name be any more belligerent?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, but listen.
Listen, Linda.
I when I was younger, I was like 12, okay? And I was trying to make my first email, and I was all excited. All the usernames I wanted.
How old were you?
I was like 12.
This is the same email?
Yeah. All the usernames I wanted were taken.
I
I got mad and I went, ugh. And it was like, this is your new username. And I was like, okay. Woo!
Oh, see what your anger gets you?
It was fine. It's very unique. I've had the same Yahoo email address since 1998, right?
I've only had 1, 2, 3 email addresses, I think. And I don't even remember. I do kind of remember the first one, but I think it was a Yahoo one. Yahoo! Anyhow, I saved a dog today, guys. So I've been meaning to tell you the story. So we're driving back. We went to the grindstone training facility, and I had some tools over there, and I needed my plumb bob and something else. And so on the way back,
Plumb Bob?
I see traffic coming towards us, and we're going down this hill, and it looks like there's like a brown feed bag in the road, and this car just drives right. It doesn't even swerve, doesn't slow down, just drives right over it. And as it's going over it, a head pops up, and it's a freaking dog, and its head banged off the bottom of the car, but it was already down. And so we kept going, and I was like, should we stop? And we were like kind of indecisive, and there was traffic coming, and I was like watching the traffic because I thought for sure the next cars were going to get it, but some of them swerved around it, and some of them drove over the top of them again, not with the tires, but like, you know, tires on each side of it. And we got down to the end. I was like, should we go back? I was like, we thought for sure it was gone. And so he's like, yeah, let's go back. I said, all right, cool. Because I was working for this guy, and I was letting him make the decision. And so we went back, and we pulled up, and it was still there. And we pulled up to it, and it got up off the ground. And I was like, man, that's super crazy. And so I grabbed a hoodie. I said, hey, let's throw a hoodie over it, a jacket or a blanket or something, just so, because it's hurt, it's probably going to try to bite us. And so for sure it was trying to get away from us, but one of its arms was definitely, like the shoulder or something was broken. It couldn't walk on it. And so it couldn't get very far. It was kind of just like walking in circles, but it let us pick it up. We got it off the road, and then we kind of assessed it, and you know, it was still breathing, still. It wasn't blood coming out of its eyes or ears, like its head got squished or nothing like that. It was a little bloody on its face and the ears, and had a little bit of limp, but it was all right. So we took it to the vet and had them do a good look over, and she checked, seeing if it still had feeling. She tried all kinds of stuff, and just to make sure. And she says, well, I can't find anything major broke. It might have some broken ribs, but they're not perforated, so that's good. And so the thing that is, she gave it some antibiotics and some steroids to help it to heal and with pain and stuff. And so we took it, and the guy I was working for went ahead and took it, and they were really fair. They gave us like antibiotics and did that checkout, and just only charged us like $42 or something like that. They were super cool. And so we took it and we put it at his house, and we worked all day, and we put it in the shade out back, you know, hidden from everything, so it could like chill, put some towels with it and some water and stuff. And it did eat a little bit of food. It didn't drink any water that they could see, but at the end of the day, it was still alive, and it had actually got up and moved a little bit. So hopefully that little pup makes it. But it was, you know, it's like one of those things where you're really grateful you turned around and went back.
Yeah. Heather's really, she's got a thing
Skip
with
do
it.
a test thing?
Yeah, Heather's
Okay,
got a thing about animals, and it's very hard for her. She can't hear the sad stuff, but it did end up being okay, and they did save it.
She got the happy ending.
Yeah.
So far so good with the pup. Hopefully
Did I
they'll
find
pull
the
out of
cows
it. Oh, we're
home?
gonna babysit too, maybe next week.
What?
A wounded animal.
Oh. I didn't quite find the cows home yet, but we walked up and down the road looking to see if there's any
Breaks in the fence.
if the cow could have got through, but there wasn't. But somebody drove by, and I'm like, do you know whose property this is? Anybody get the cow in? She's like, yeah, I know her. I'll send her a message. So I just wandered off, but hopefully the cow made it home.
Oh, dude, I got a cool one about a red-tailed hawk.
Cows.
So I was at my buddy's horse ranch.
It.
It's at one of my buddies in California when we lived out there. My buddy has a horse ranch, and he had like stables, and he'd house, I don't remember what it's called. You'd be able to put your horses there and shit, because it's kind of the city.
Boarding?
He'd board horses.
Board?
And he had arenas and all kinds of stuff there, and a bunch of peacocks. And
peacock?
But I was out there dropping off some tools or picking up some tools. I don't remember what I was doing. And I noticed in his shop, which is wide open, all the way at the back, there was a red-tailed hawk. And so I was like, huh, what are you doing in here? And I thought, well, maybe it flew in and kind of got stuck and couldn't get back out. And so I grabbed a fishing net, and I got him on the edge of the net, and I brought him out, put him on top of my truck, and then tried to shoo him off, and it couldn't fly. It could coast, but it couldn't flap its wings. And it landed really close, and so I got it, and I brought it back in there. And we had a bird refuge come out and get them. And what they do is they mend them up. If they can be mended, they mend them up. And then when they're healed, and they're ready to fly again, they take them back to the same area that they were caught in or rescued, and they turn them loose in that area. And so that's my story anyhow. It was really cool. Bless you for that, Skip. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, that'll be going towards the house fund. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen one up close, but they are awesome. And I thought, you know, like I've seen eagles, but not super duper. I think I saw them kind of close in Alaska, but they weren't as big as I thought. Now there is some really big eagles that are about 3 feet tall that are just massive. They're like, you know, the size of geese, but bigger. And their talons are as big as my hand, at least. And I got some pretty big mittens. See all that dirt? That's from working.
What is CRS?
It's actually glue.
Texas T, what's CRS? Where did it go?
Appreciate you, Skip.
Who suffers from CRS? What does that mean?
What is CRS?
Can't remember shit. Oh.
Yeah, I got that too. I got that built-in forgetter.
You're doing animal rescue for 2 decades. It's a passion.
Meadow says, "Oh, I have that."
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Me and Heather Snapchat, and she's like
dude.
wanders off into the woods. She's
Oh.
like, I think I hear an animal. I'm like, stop it!
Hey, listen to me.
Stop wandering into the woods. Somebody's gonna take you.
Yeah, I'm just
All
out
they
there
do is play a
making
little
bird call.
Make a little soundtrack. Just play. We just get Heather off the street into our van.
No,
We just play a little whimpering puppy. She'll be in your van in no time.
Sober party. What? Talk about patches.
Can we talk about patches off stream?
We can talk about patches on stream
yeah,
tonight because
it's not Shabbat.
But yes, off stream too if you're more comfortable with that.
I don't know where we would talk off stream though. 'Cause I'm not in.
There's some signal chats.
Are you on the signal? I'm on one signal, but I don't really go into it.
You can email bucketsandbibles
Or
at iCloud.com, I
my
think is what
patch,
it
I have a
is.
patching email too.
You can put that on there if you want.
What are the patches made from? It is like salt, sugar, water, oxygen, sealed inside of, what's it called? Medical grade plastic and medical grade adhesive.
Hey, can you get on my?
Yeah, I'm about to. I just saw it.
Can you get on there and see what it says? We're just gonna blast it on this live stream really quick.
Oh, that.
I'll go on my page.
My bad.
Yeah, just go on my channel.
Which video was it?
I don't know. It's gonna be excellent though. It's probably one of my recent ones. It's probably not
go
on
to your
live.
actual channel.
Well, then click on it. Go back up to where you looked. Hey, you're past on all of it. Go to the channel thing. It's at the top.
Where?
Oh.
We'll just click on you and then we'll go over here to this. Boop. View channel. Look at some bubbles is live.
Videos. It's gonna be probably this one. Pause or look at the things.
Nope, not that one.
Nothing on that one.
Not that one.
Okay.
We got a comment on one of these videos.
Oh, I just
notified on its
stand
phone.
by. Oh, I can't.
Just wait. We'll find it. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. Don't exit out of the screen.
I'm not.
We're gonna find it.
Anyhow, one of my videos, it says, "You hypocrites." I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to comment back and forth with this
I'm
person.
assuming it's the one like, did Isaiah prophesy of you?
It's not none of those for sure.
You never know,
it's,
man.
It's one of the Bible channels. It's probably like the definition of sin or whatever it is.
I don't know. I feel like it's not loving your neighbor. I don't want to waste my time.
Okay,
on
we'll
this.
put it in the description. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the live. We'll find that later because I don't want to waste my time to actually be on with people on somebody who's not on.
Yeah, I just thought it would be funny to share with them, and then they could all just like jump on that thing and like comment and stuff. I get a lot of those in the videos I do, like, because you guys know how I get. I'm very passionate about what I understand as truth in the scriptures and my belief system. And I'm very passionate about it because in modern day Christianity, there was that huge gray area where there was no biblical definition of sin. And we all know that we're not supposed to sin, but we're kind of left to guess what that is. And it's, oh, the Holy Spirit will guide you. And it's like, yes. But if you have no understanding or knowledge of something, how can you be convicted of wrong or right? You can't. It's not going to just tell you something contrary if you don't know the difference, because you wouldn't comprehend it anyhow. Not that it's limited to, because it's definitely not. But most of my convictions have come from reading the word and then seeing, like, the word says this, oh, I need to now do that.
Yep.
Not somebody said something to me and, oh, yeah, I should do that. No, I always check now, right?
And honestly, it says, like, the Holy Spirit will bring to remembrance the things that have been said. The Holy Spirit will convict the world of sin. The Holy Spirit is, like, something about truth. There's lots of things where it's like, we don't know what we don't know, right? I've heard of people who didn't feel convicted by the readings, didn't really feel like they needed to look into the readings about, like, pork or whatever, but they did randomly, like my brother, I sent him my video about the dietary laws, and he never really said much about it, but then the other day he said, yeah, I mean, my household doesn't really eat pork anymore, you know, and, like, it's not necessarily like a conviction as much as it's just like we're not doing it.
Will you pull up the Leviticus, which it says in Leviticus about sin? You remember that verse? You're already in Leviticus.
Hey.
Okay.
Back up. Keep your filthy paws off my silky drawers. Would you pull that crap with a net?
All right. So, what did he say? So, Ben Evermind said 1 John 3:4. And that is it. So sin is lawlessness. What law, right? We know we're not talking about our local penal code. But it also says in Leviticus, what? Are you still trying to find it?
It's everywhere. This is like a whole thing about, like, if you sin by doing this, then do this offering. If you sin by doing this and you don't know, then do this offering, right?
I know, but you had one specific verse.
I know, there's a couple of them. It says, I've never read it in the scriptures, though.
We'll pull it up on your phone then.
Hold on.
The one in Leviticus, I think, it's spelt out well, and I really, really like it. Hey, what's up, SK?
Any being of the people of the land sins by mistake by doing against any of the commands of Yahweh, which are not to be done, and shall be guilty, or if his sin, this is worded different for sure, but
yeah, but it's still the same thing. So like,
I just have to the spacing is different. Okay. But either way, if you sin in doing what he commands ought not to be done.
Yeah. So, and that's like, so it's defining sin in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. And you guys know how I get passionate about that. Well, I make lots of videos, not necessarily for you guys that already know some scriptural truth. Not that it's not for you, but it's for people, hopefully, that will click on it and it will plant a seed and somebody will go, why is he saying that? Or what? Hold on a second. What is sin? No, it must not mean what he's saying. And hopefully they research for themselves and they find the answer. Because I think that's the biggest thing in modern day Christianity is there's no biblical definition of sin.
Just kind of make up, like, it sounds absurd, okay? Like, now being on this side, it sounds absurd, but when you're in it, it makes sense, right? But, like, you're like, so you don't have to do anything that God said that his people should do.
Yeah, but that's for the Jews or the Israelites in the desert.
We're not supposed to sin, but, like, we don't have to do the parts that describe what is considered sin. So we're not supposed to sin, but sin no longer exists.
Or if they can even agree that the 10 Commandments are still valid, right? They absolutely agree on that, and except for when you get to the 4th commandment. Commandment. It's like, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy, or keep it set apart. But there's a whole bunch of descriptions in the word of what Sabbath looks like and what to do and not to do. But, well, Jesus is our Sabbath. Mm-hmm. And we do the Lord's Day. Well, that's not the Sabbath. That's not the same thing.
The day of the S-U-N versus the S-O-N.
Yeah, and it's not the same thing. And I think that one of the okay, read Proverbs. Proverbs 3, 1 through 5.
Where is it in this book? Proverbs.
Yeah, Sunday is not the Sabbath.
Proverbs.
Yeah, and that's the crux. Is like there's no alignment in Christianity. Every denomination has its own twist on what scriptures mean, and you can't have 41 or 50,000, however many different thousands of denominations there is in Christianity. None of them all align. They're all off. Nobody's of one accord. There's no unity, and there is no division in the body. Christ is not divided.
Also, if you think about,
where are you at with all that?
I keep Sabbath on Sunday. It's like there's very few commandments. Okay, there's very few rules regarding the Sabbath in the scripture alone, right? Like, don't work, don't cause somebody else to have to work, bake what you'll bake and boil what you'll boil the day before, and don't kindle a new fire.
Oh, and don't start none, there won't be none.
Right? Like, it's very simple. The rules are very minimal. But, like, I keep Sabbath on Sunday, but then, like, still go out to eat after and go mow their yard and sit down at their desk. And you know what I mean? It's like, you can say, like, this is me keeping Sabbath, but you're still literally doing one of the 4 things that it says not to do on Sabbath. You know what I mean? Like, it's not complicated. And, like, there's scientific studies that show that people should rest once a week, you know? And, like, we started it wrong. Other people were like, oh, well, we're going to do Sabbath on this day because that's the day we both have off. Like, it was a starting point. And to me, it's not about perfecting it. It's not about doing it right. It's about doing it with a pure heart. It's about trying to, like, we are undeserving, and yet he's still, even us, right? Like, he still accepts us. And so, like, our heart should be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea what I was doing. Like, show me what to do, right? Like, and as we learn, we should be adjusting.
Yeah, we should be adjusting, and that's the thing. Is like starting off, you're gonna make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like for us, giving you for an example, it says when the Israelites are in the wilderness and they're doing the manna thing, that if they tried to get manna any day except for day of prep, that it would spoil, it would smell rancid, there'd be worms in it, except for day of prep, right? So day of prep, right before the Sabbath, they could get a double portion and it would hold over to the next day. And it says that you gather this double portion and you'll bake what you'll bake and you'll boil what you'll boil, for tomorrow is the Sabbath day's rest,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so for us, it was like, okay, we're not going to cook on Shabbat, right? We can warm stuff up in the crock pot or something like that if we've already got it prepped, you know, like that's no big, it's not laborsome, right? And that's really the thing. It's just make sure that you're resting. Don't have a bunch of stuff on your plate. Do everything on day of prep. Do a double portion. Bless you.
Whoa.
Double portion of work. Make sure all your animals, so that you can truly get some shalom, some time with the Father, and some time fellowshipping with your brothers in the Word. That's it, man. And learn some stuff that will help you, that will sharpen you up, you know?
And it's funny because it's like, well, if we know Sabbath says the first day, or the 7th day, my bad. It's the 7th day. But we know that Messiah was resurrected on the first day, which is why they keep it on a Sunday. So there's no way you could ever justify the 7th day being the same as the first day, right? Like, it doesn't work like that. So if he was resurrected on the first day and that's why we're keeping the Sabbath on Sunday, like, he never said to change the date. Like, the Messiah himself never said to change it. Nobody in the whole Bible ever said to change it.
Ben, never mind. You just found out that marshmallows are unclean.
Oh, man.
That was a bummer because it was like no more Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a ton of stuff that's unclean, man. I mean, I had ice cream about a month ago that we got. It was banana flavored, and it had pork gelatin in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yep, there's yogurt.
So the world
freaking
puts it in everything. And that's like one of the key indicators for me that was like, okay, I know if the world's just doing all this, that it totally goes against the Father's will. So it must be right. You have to go again? You gotta go again?
I gotta go again.
Okay. Are you just like
I'm stretch and folding.
stretch and folding? And what are you doing with the stretch and fold? She's making dough.
No.
Yeah, the people don't know
This is how
what
I do it.
Yeah. She does it like this, stretch and then fold.
Little claws.
Yep, there are clean marshmallows you can get, and they're actually pretty good. I like the vegan ones that I tried were so good. They actually had way better flavor than a regular marshmallow. Oh goodness. Yeah, that's a bummer, dude. Yeah, some Pop Tarts are definitely no bueno, for sure. You got to check the ingredients on everything, and it's in stuff you'd never think of. I just found it in like one of the yogurts at Walmart, and I was like, that sucks. You know, it's like, and it's always changing, so you got to keep up with it because it used to not be that way, and now it is. So like, you know, we constantly check labels because they change ingredients so often. Yeah, that's right, Sheila. It is different, you know, and I think that's my passion on it is like, how can you say that you know truth if you don't know what the biblical definition of sin is? You know, and who defines sin? Because it surely ain't us. We're not the ones that get to pick what it is. We don't set the rules. The standard has to come from the Father, and His standard is it's righteous and it's just, and that's the thing for me is like, if you're setting your own standard, if you're getting to pick what sin is, then you're playing God and you're not really submitting. And the truth is that's typical because the word says that our flesh can't submit to God's law. So you have to be in the spirit to discern something spiritually and to be able to even submit to the Father's law. That's it.
But you know what? On the note of spirit, no, it would be gossip. It's fine. I'm dealing with some resentment, and hurt feelings and judgment. I'm judging.
We're human.
I'm going through a thing, and I feel like somebody said something that like hurt me, and it made me automatically want to just be defensive. But I didn't say anything. And I haven't said anything, and I'm praying about it, and I know that there's only so much that people can really see. You know what I mean?
That's all you can do is you can
so
pray
that pray for them.
You pray for them that the Father will show them truth. He'll remove the scales from their eyes, and He'll give them ears to hear. And that's all that you can do.
You know what this feels like? It feels like, okay, so I have this terrible like fear of being misunderstood. And so if I feel like I'm being misunderstood, I end up over-explaining stuff and just causing more confusion. But my brain, like, it's like, yeah, but it's a misunderstanding, right? And I also was bullied a lot as a kid. And I felt like with this, like, the people that I love, it feels almost like they are prejudging me based on rumors that they've heard without ever verifying with me about those rumors. It's like they're just believing what they're being taught based on what people have not even experienced. You know what I mean? Rather than just asking, or like, I don't know. It's really hard to kind of feel that like you're just believing rumors. Like you have no idea what I'm even doing. You just know based off of what your pastor has said about people who try to keep the law or whatever, right? And that's all a misunderstanding too. So it's been a weird couple days of processing, trying to like, you know, like let the feelings subside and just pray. Because in my brain, I wanna explain, I wanna clarify, and that's not helpful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes there's only so much you can say, and what to say about a prophet. They're revered in their hometown. Like, you know, and you know, I was going through one of the Gospels today or yesterday. I don't remember which day it was. I'm both days, but I don't remember which day it was. But it was like, you know, Messiah didn't come, he came to divide, you know, and like the truth is like a two-edged sword, you know, it's going to cut bone from marrow. It's going to separate things, and that, you know, mother-in-law will be against, you know, daughter, like all these different things that it's going to separate, you know. And I was actually giving our testimony to a guy today about how my family was like, you're going to pick your God, your religion over your family. And I'm like, I am. That's kind of the point. When we were leaving the West Coast, and they just couldn't understand it. And I don't know if it's because they just think it's pretend, but it's not to me.
And it's funny because you get people in the chat sometimes that'll be like, oh, you're just obsessed with God. And it's like, yeah, because I was obsessed with every single thing in the world, and none of it ever satisfied, you know. I was still broken, I was still lost. So, and it's kind of interesting because like I feel like it's a normal thing to kind of like, oh, I turned my life over, and then just be complacent, or is that the right word? To just be like still and like, okay, cool, that's it. But like there's so much more to gain in this walk. You know what I mean? Like changing our outward works, I guess, is, yeah, it's a part of it, but like there's so much in us that needs to be chiseled, right? We could change the outward parts. We could pray for a spouse, we could pray for a house, we could pray for fellowship, but we have inner parts that have to be sanctified, that have to be like taught, or I don't know, we have to be free from the stuff inside of us too, like the bitterness. How are you going to hold a relationship if you can't deal, like if you have anger issues, right? Like there's so much that he can free us from if we let him. But it's not like, okay, I believe in Jesus, I'm good now. Like, it's like, no, like this is when the work starts. This is where the freedom comes. This is where he starts taking away the things that have kept us bound and like slaves. You know what I mean? Like anything that limits us is like, we all have these defects. Like my daughter was talking about, said something. And so I tried to explain to her, like, you don't have to fit in with everybody. Like, you're an odd bird, right? Like, you're an odd bird like me. Like, you're not going to fit in, and everybody in the world, like, isn't going to be doing what we necessarily think is important, right? But she kept apologizing. I'm sorry for talking so much. I'm sorry for talking so much. And I'm like, I think she's been told a lot by people that she talks a lot recently. And so she started apologizing for it. And it's like, you're going to be around people who are your people, and they're not going to mind. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be able to handle you and love you for you rather than you trying to become somebody else. And my mom used to tell me all the time, you don't have to be whatever, so-and-so, but you just have to be the best you that you could be. And to me, there's the whole Bible is full of traits that are okay and not okay. Those are the things that we should be working on.
Yep.
Not whether or not we talk a lot, right? If that's our love language, is to sit and just ramble about nothing, right? Like, if we're angry, that's a problem, work on it. If we're jealous, that's a problem, work on it. Like, but if we shouldn't be apologizing for our traits, because as I've learned, especially in the last year or two, like, I do have very specific traits that don't necessarily work for everybody, and I've spent my whole life feeling weird, and like trying to fit in, and it never worked because I'm not those people, right? But in the last year or two, I feel like the Father's like really started to like train me how to be what he made me to be, if that makes sense. Instead of trying to be everybody else, instead of trying to fit in with everybody else. Like, there's a specific group of people that will, like, what's the word? Benefit from my style. You know what I mean? Yeah. Our Creator made us each unique, right? We're all unique, and like, it's for a purpose, because I can go and talk to strippers and drug addicts, right? Like, I wouldn't be able to go talk to the Southern Baptist people. I mean, I probably could, but it would be weird.
It wouldn't go well, I don't think.
But there are other people that would be able to talk really well to the Southern Baptist people. You know what I mean? And I feel like he's like, it's like, stay in your lane. Like, what we should all be able to interact with anybody, right? Even Paul's like, or Paul, when I go to the Gentiles, I become like a Gentile. When I go to the Jews, I become like a Jew. We should eventually learn how to like be able to interact with everybody. But there is a certain like genre of people that prefer one type of personality over another. You know what I mean? And my personality may not be for everybody, and that's okay. But like, there will be people who are like, I freaking love you. You know what I mean? And those are my people. So it's very interesting just watching this kind of go through my daughter, where it's like, no, we're supposed to be freed from all this. But it has to align biblically. What does the Bible say is okay and not okay?
Exactly.
Stop apologizing for your personality, but work on your sin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if there's something that somebody does that you don't like or you don't care for, if they haven't sinned against you, tough toenails.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Learn how to love your neighbor regardless.
Yeah, and love your neighbor the best you can with what you got. But like, that's the thing, is people confuse something that they don't like with sin. And that's not always it, you know? Yeah, sin is a different thing. And then if somebody sins against you, there's biblical ways to handle that.
Yeah, SK, that's true. Getting along with brethren challenges us to work on ourselves and improve communication skills with each other. I feel like people like that only go to church on Sunday and don't interact with other believers on a daily basis. I feel like they're missing a big chunk. Like, there's that loving God and loving your neighbor. It's really easy to love your neighbor if you only ever see them on Sunday. But when you have to learn how to do life with people, and you make tough decisions with people, and you go through struggles together, you really do have to work on your judgment and your anger and your communication.
Here's the thing, dude, is most people don't know how to long suffer with somebody. And long suffering can mean a lot of different things. But the context that I'm using is when somebody is not at the same level as you of understanding, and they think something that they're doing is good, or something that you're doing they think is not good, or if you don't see eye to eye on something, a lot of people are all right, well, that's it then. You know, if we don't see eye, then that's it. And they don't long suffer. They don't allow one another to grow past a certain point. They just cut strands because it's easy to do. Let me just wipe these people out, and I don't have to deal with any of it anymore. And a lot of us who practice that type of stuff end up alone with very few people in our lives. And if you continuously have those problems where you don't have a lot of people in your life, it is because everywhere you go, there you are. You're bringing your same problems everywhere you go. And you have to learn to get past that stuff. You have to learn how to love people through a different lens. Through how does Messiah look at them, you know? And it's not judgmental. Like in our flesh, that's how it is. You look at them like they are still growing, you know? And it's tough because grown-ups have these egos, and they have all this different stuff. They have baggage from their last life or their prior life that they're still trying to unpack and learn how to not be. And if you never long suffer with somebody and you never get past that point, because see, on the surface level, I'm really easy to misunderstand. There's lots of people in my life that I do life with that don't really know me. They don't. They assume to know me by certain traits that they recognize, but they never look deeper than that. And that's okay with me, because eventually they're gonna get past that first layer of onion, and they're gonna see the parts of me that actually matter. And if they never look deep enough, that's okay. That's okay. You know, I have an extraordinary ability to love people wherever they're at. And not everybody, you know, I'm not great at everybody, but I understand that people come in to the walk and in life, and they grow at different speeds. Just because I'm this age and this guy's this age doesn't mean we're at the same maturity level, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. It don't mean that. You know what I mean? They may be super good in these areas, and they may be super sucky in the areas, and they might be opposite of me. And there may be so much there for us to learn off each other, but because we're not on the same level, we just, oh, no, that's not for me. And it's petty. You know, a lot of that stuff's really petty, and people who have not had to really pick themselves up out of the dirt and made huge mistakes in their life, that they've had to like walk out. They've had to live it out, not run and move to a different spot and change all their friends. They've had to stay there and clean up their mess and get to the other side of it. And sometimes people, like, when they do those things, they need somebody to love them until they can love themselves. And like, that's a huge part of it. So that's why, like, if I'm in my head because I've got stuff going on, that's why I pour into people. That's why I get out of myself and I find somebody that's less fortunate, and I go spend time, and I'll spend so much time helping other people until I got almost nothing left. And it's because if I'm in the middle of some turmoil mentally and I can't get out of this head, this bad neighborhood, I have to help somebody to give enough time for the Father to work on me so I can get past the initial response of emotions or anger or whatever the different things are going on, so that I can start to see the situation clearly, you know?
And it is cool that we have a whole book laid out that tells us how to get through this stuff. Like, we don't get to just have, like, yeah, we all have feelings, but if the Father, like, if it's just a personal feeling, personal opinion, like, everybody has opinions. Everybody grew up in different, like, this is like my thought on politics. Like, you get somebody way over here and way over here, but like, the situations that this person went through in their lifetime led them to that understanding. The person over here went through their own life journey that led them that way, right? So we all have different life experiences, and some things bother us more than others, right? But like, if Dad says it, if the scripture says that we have to do a certain thing, then our feelings are irrelevant, right? We can have a clear conversation. Like, we had a little intervention kind of at one point, because we were drinking really heavy and the marriage was all in sorts of, you know, all crazy
Drama.
Yeah, and we had people like, hey, like, your drinking is starting to interfere with stuff, your relationship issues are starting to overflow into other people's households, so like, what can we do, right? Like, what can we do to help you guys through this?
And also, your behavior can't stay the same.
Right. Yeah. And like, it was a legitimate thing because, like, scripture's clear, like, drinking is fine, but being drunk is not. And so when we're living a life of drunkenness and a brother comes and says, hey, or a sister comes and says, hey, y'all are drinking too much, we have to look at it because our feelings are irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a little more gray when you reach the stuff that is just personal feelings, right? Where you're just like, I just didn't really like the way you talked to me or whatever. Like, there's a lot of pride. We have to deal with a lot of pride when it comes down to, like, was there a sin committed against me? Or do I just not like the way that that person talked to me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really hard to, like, I feel like pride is a big one that, like, is constantly being trained all the time, where you can identify it a little quicker and less drama comes from it, and, like, you know, it's not lasting as long.
This person's been on here before.
Yeah, we're on repeat. We've seen that same thing before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10:30 here.
Yeah. Yep, we're fixing to wrap it up because it is night time. I got to get up early and go do some grindstone stuff tomorrow. We're going to cut some trees off somebody's house. So we're going to get off here. Appreciate you guys. Oh, Wrenches Shalom, you just got on, and we're now getting off, so you'll have to catch it on the replay. Anyhow, love you guys, and Shalom, we appreciate you guys.